Oscar predictions for 2023. I've added abbreviations in the bottom. And for Best Picture, I've got Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick as the safest 5 options on the top. And the remaining 10 are a bit difficult, but I've added Avatar, The Way of Water, All Quiet on the Western Front, Elvis, and the bottom 2 are the most uncertain. I've added The Whale and Triangle of Sadness. Babylon might come in at the last minute there, as well as Women Talking, but I think it's going to be The Whale and Triangle of Sadness. For Best Director, I have Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. He won the Golden Globe. And then you have the Daniels. Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. Todd Field for Tar, and I also have Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front. I wouldn't have him if it weren't for the big surge at the BAFTAs, which really helped that film. And you also have like James Cameron, who didn't get the DGA. Kosinski did get DGA, but I don't think Kosinski will make it into the Best Director lineup, because I really think that Edward Berger is like the foreign nominee of this year. And I also think that Baz Luhrmann is out. For Best Actress, I've looked at SAG and the BAFTAs and all the other precursors, and I've landed with these 5. Cate Blanchett for Tar, Michelle Yeoh for the Everything Everywhere All at Once, Viola Davis for The Woman King, Ana de Armas for Blonde, and Danielle Deadwyler for Till. I could have swapped around Ana de Armas and Danielle Deadwyler for Michelle Williams, and maybe even Margot Robbie. But I think that everything that is going against the Fabelmans now lately, especially how much BAFTAs hated it, I think that Michelle Williams will be the snub, and that Ana de Armas, like all the praise she's gotten, we saw that at SAG, we saw that at the Golden Globes. So yeah, I think that Ana de Armas might sneak in. She's going to be like the controversial pick of the year. For Best Actor, we have like these 4 very safe options, and those are Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Colin Farrell for Banshees of Inisherin, Austin Butler for Elvis. Those 3, they have won Critics' Choice and Golden Globe. You have Bill Nighy, who has been everywhere, and then you have the 5th option, which is a bit of a pickle. Many people put in Paul Mescal for Aftersun, and that would be a great 5th option. I don't think that he has the momentum to get in. I think that Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick could get in as the 5th option here. Just the star appeal, the older voters. I don't think that Hugh Jackman for The Sun, he hasn't campaigned at all for the film, could get in. Or Diego Calva for Babylon. I don't think Babylon will get any acting nominations this year. So I don't think that Diego will get in. So Tom Cruise might get in. And Tom Hanks is a potential 5th nominee for A Man Called Otto. We'll see. Supporting actress is a safe one for me. I've just picked the SAG 5, really. Kerry Condon for Banshees, Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere, and Hong Chow for The Whale. That's it. Dolly DeLeon could get in for Triangle of Sadness, and it's a weird thing that I haven't put her in since I've already placed Triangle of Sadness in Best Picture, but I'm just sticking with the SAG 5 on this one. Supporting actor, I have Ki Hee Kwan for Everything Everywhere. He's going to win as well. He's been sweeping a lot. Then I have Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of Inisherin and Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin. And then I have one of the Fabelmans, Paul Dano. And the 5th option is a very, very bold guess. And I have Albrecht Schuch for All Quiet on the Western Front. And I'm not sure that it's going to happen. It's a crazy bet, really, because he's very far down on the betting lists. He has an amazing performance, and he got into BAFTA. But I'm not sure about the others. I mean, Eddie Redmayne, he's been popping up everywhere, really, but I'm not sure that it's enough to get into the big 5. And you have Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans. I'm not sure that both of the Fabelmans actors will get into the best supporting actor. And you also have Brad Pitt, who's been nominated before. for Babylon, but I'm not sure that Babylon will get anything. So, and you have Ben Whishaw for Women Talking, but I don't think Women Talking will be nominated for much anyway. So maybe Albert Schuch will get in, kind of like Marina Di Tavira for Roma. Adapted screenplay is a hard one, but I've just picked like the most popular choices here. I have Glass Onion, Women Talking, The Whale, All Quiet on the Western Front, and She Said, meaning that Living might get out of the race. And I'm not sure about the others. Maybe Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio would get in, and that would be amazing. But I'm just sticking with these five. And She Said, I'm not sure it's going to get in, but I have it as the fifth option. Original screenplay is a stellar category this year. We have Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and I also have Triangle of Sadness as the fifth option here. I'm sticking with these five. Aftersun could get in, but I think that a Triangle of Sadness is the stronger option, and I have Triangle of Sadness as the best picture number 10, so it fits really having it in the mix here. And yeah, that's my 5 on original screenplay. For best cinematography, I've looked at BAFTA and ASC to figure out what the 5 nominees will be. And although I'm not sure I'm going to hit all spots, my 5 choices are Top Gun Maverick, All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Empire of Light. Empire of Light, I'm not sure it's going to get anything, but it has Roger Deakins, and it was nominated at the ASC. The Batman has been present there as well, and you have Greg Fraser, who did Dune last year, so he's like very fresh in the game in terms of like critical acclaim by these people. And All Quiet on the Western Front, I'm predicting it to get a lot. Top Gun Maverick, I think it's going to win this category. I also have Avatar: The Way of Water as a safe bet, although Avatar might be snubbed for Bardo because ASC love Bardo, but I'm not sure about Bardo either. After all, it's a divisive movie. Elvis could sneak into this category and replace Avatar: The Way of Water, or even Empire of Light. But yeah, these are my top 5. For costume design, I have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I have Elvis, Babylon, and Corsage, as well as Miss Harris Goes to Paris. Corsage is like this periodic film, Empress of Austria, 1800s. And I think that's going to get in and sneak past The Woman King and The Fabelmans, for that matter. I don't think that The Fabelmans will get as many as we previously presumed. Miss Harris Goes to Paris is a film about costumes, so I think it's going to get in. And you also have Babylon, Elvis, Black Panther. Like, those are like very showy costumes, very costume-driven films. So yeah, these are my 5 options. I don't think that Everything Everywhere will dominate everything. For film editing, I think that The Fabelmans will miss best editing and will fall out of the best picture race. So in my 5 predictions for film editing, I have Top Gun Maverick, Everything Everywhere, All Quiet on the Western Front, Elvis, and Avatar: The Way of Water. So I also have Banshees missing. So you know what I'm aiming for. I think that Everything Everywhere will win Best Picture in the end, having no Banshees or The Fabelmans in editing, which is a very important category to determine which film will win Best Picture. Maybe Babylon will get in here. I'm not sure about that. For makeup and hair, I have The Whale, Elvis, The Batman, All Quiet on the Western Front, and Crimes of the Future. I think that Black Panther will miss it. It missed the previous time. And you also have films like Babylon. Like I said, I think it's going to miss a lot. I don't think that Blonde will get in. It's not that much of a makeup job. But the makeup in these 5 are tremendous. Like The Whale is the obvious frontrunner here. And so is Elvis as a good number 2 or number 3. The Batman, like look at what they did with the Penguin. All Quiet on the Western Front has tremendous amount of war makeup. Like it looks really great. And Crimes of the Future is like this weird option at the end. They love prosthetics and big makeup, and this one has a lot of body and horror makeup, so it's very grotesque. So I'm not sure it's going to get in, but like We've had these horror films in the lineup, like The Wolfman a decade ago.
Let us not be afraid to map the chaos inside.
Amsterdam could get in, but Crimes of the Future would be really cool. Another film that could have made the shortlist is the Norwegian film Syk Pike, Sick of Myself, which was like in the discussion back in May, June, of being this potential fifth nominee in this category because it had a premiere in Cannes, but it just fell away. So it's a shame. For production design, I have The Fabelmans, Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Avatar: The Way of Water, and All Quiet on the Western Front. This is the one category where Elvis will miss. Those are just like very safe options for production design. Glass Onion could get in, but I'm not sure. It would be cool. For original score, I just have the top 5 on Gold Derby. I haven't done anything about it because I think that's a very safe option. I have Babylon. It won Golden Globe, and I think that it's going to win again. Banshees of Inisherin, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, The Fabelmans. I think that The Fabelmans could have won this category a while back, being like the last film by John Williams, but it's not really his last film anymore. He's doing Indiana Jones, and he said he's going to do more with Spielberg anyway, so he's backtracked on that opinion, so he's not really retiring after all. So yeah, I don't think that John Williams will win. And I have Women Talking as the 5th option here. It could be replaced by All Quiet on the Western Front, or even Black Panther, since Black Panther won last time, but I'm not sure that they are so hyped on this sequel like the last film, so that's why I don't have Black Panther Wakanda Forever in all the categories. For original song, I have RRR's Natu Natu, I have Top Gun Maverick, I have Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Ciao Papa from Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and also have the default Diane Warren mention, Tell It Like a Woman from Applause. No, it's Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Like, I haven't heard of this film at all, but it's Diane Warren, so we have to kind of put it in, just like the film last year, For Good Days or something, with Mila Kunis, which nobody saw, but it had that one original song mentioned. Next category, for sound, I have Top Gun Maverick, Avatar: The Way of Water, All Quiet on the Western Front, Elvis, and Babylon, which is a pretty safe option. I think that Everything Everywhere will miss sound. Just like I said, I think that it's going to miss a few tech nominations. The Batman might get in, as well as Black Panther. But yeah, those are my 5 options for this category. For visual effects, I was very pleased to see that the Oscar expert had 13 Lives in their lineup, because I have it here as well as my 5th option, after Avatar: The Way of Water, which is obviously going to win, Top Gun Maverick, The Batman, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and 13 Lives. I'm not sure about Black Panther. It might be left out, since like at the Visual Effects Society, like, they didn't really like the Marvel movies, didn't make this big splash there, and they preferred the other films. So Doctor Strange is out, and Black Panther might be out, but I still think that 13 Lives will get in. It did a good impression at the Bake Off, with like their VFX of the caves, the Thai caves, where the boys were trapped. All Quiet on the Western Front might get in instead of Black Panther, or instead of 13 Lives. But All Quiet doesn't have like these big VFX shots like we saw in 1917. It doesn't have like this visual style, and I think that's going to hinder it a lot. Not sure about All Quiet here, but I think the other 3, the Batman, Top Gun, and Avatar, are pretty safe. It would be weird if the Batman got snubbed. It has been showing up a lot. For Best Animated Feature, I have the biggest snub of the year. I'm thinking we're going to have a Lego movie situation again. So my 5 nominees are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Turning Red, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, My Father's Dragon, and Wendell and Wild, meaning that Marcel the Shell will be snubbed. I think it's going to be like the same situation with the live action elements being there, and even though they made like a big point that Marcel the Shell and Apollo are eligible for the award, but I'm not sure about this category. I think that even though Marcel has been in every precursor nomination, I think that it has the biggest chance of being number 2 or number 3 in the lineup. But I'm kind of scared about it being left out, so I'm predicting a snub in this category. Documentary is a safe one for me. I'm just picking the most popular on Gold Derby here. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed is the frontrunner in this category. All That Breathes, Fire of Love is a safe bet. And I have Navalny as well. And Moonage Daydream as the 5th option. The Senate could get in, the Territory could get in, but I have Moonage Daydream as my 5th option here. And finally, for international feature, I have All Quiet on the Western Front as the winner of this year. I have Decision to Leave, Argentina 1985. It won at the Golden Globes. I have Close as number 4. And there, on the 5th spot, I have Corsage. Remember, I mentioned it in costume design. I think it's going to get 2 nominations here and in costume design. So Corsage as the 5th spot. I know it's a gamble because you have like the Quiet Girl could get in. You have EO and Saint Omer, but I'm not sure about those. I think they're a bit too weird for the Academy. So I have Corsage as a small gamble here. So yeah, those are the big categories.